Defense Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Khwaja Asif himself, unequivocally states that the government in Islamabad is on the same page as Congress and National Conference and its allies, including the PDP, and that the Kashmir approach of these two so-called mainstream Kashmir-centric parties, and along with them the Congress party, finds its inspiration from the strategies designed, planned in Islamabad. BJP has always held the view that the perpetrators, the facilitators of terrorism, of secessionism, of separatism are equally culpable as the separatist himself or the terrorist himself or the secessionist himself. So if we go by that analogy, when the Defense Minister of Pakistan says that they are in league with Congress and its allies in all these issues which lead to separatism or soft separatism, and also including their intent of getting back Article 370 if at all that is possible through them, I think the Congress and its allies, the National Conference, the PDP, deserve to be held equally culpable. And they not only owe a public explanation to the people of this country, to this nation, but BJP may also find out means about acting against them under the rule of law. And how best, because this amounts to treason, this amounts to sedition. And if you see this in the entire perspective and you recall the sequence of events, I think that will abundantly prove what BJP has been consistently maintaining from time to time. Way back in the early 80s and even prior to that, you had the National Conference chief frequently visiting Pakistan, holding parleys with Amanullah Khan, the person known to be the prime strategist of the so-called Azadi. After that, the 1987 election is a history in itself. I don't have to reiterate how it was conducted. And when the things started getting out of control, the Congress president, the Congress chief minister, Dr. Farooq Abdullah is on record having told his cadre to go to Pakistan and get themselves trained in arms. Later on, you found a long spell of terrorism, unrest in the Kashmir Valley. And it's not a simple coincidence that there would be a polling day scheduled in the Kashmir Valley and the Hartal call would be announced from Islamabad, and also a boycott call. So that prompts us to believe that all this was done as a design, so that the polling could be cut down, reduced to 8%, 10%, and therefore those who were taking cues from Islamabad, the governments to be in Islamabad, would get themselves elected with a confined vote turnout. And that's how it carried on for 30 years. And I have been on record even earlier saying that militancy had created a nexus, and these so-called Kashmir-centric political parties were part of that nexus because it helped them to sustain their rule in the valley, in Jammu and Kashmir, generation after generation. So it is polity, militancy, and the strategists in Islamabad who have been operating for decades together, and now they have come out open. But since it's also the election time, and I would on behalf of BJP say that we would not allow Jammu and Kashmir to be thrown back into the same harakiri from which Prime Minister Modi has pulled it out after a lot of effort, a lot of commitment, a lot of conviction. And after more than 3 decades, there's a sense of relief in the Kashmir Valley. The atmosphere is opened up. The democratic aspiration has found its resurgence. You see the kind of voter turnout which is happening. You see the kind of candidate number that is taking place. We have seen those times when the returning officer would reject all the nomination papers and just select one or accept one from the ruling party and declare the candidate uncontested. And then we moved on to the next few decades when there would be 10-12% of, and all this happening with the connivance of Islamabad. And if there's a turn of events now, I think it's the responsibility of BJP under Prime Minister Modi, and also in the larger interest of the nation, not to allow that to happen. Secondly, the youth of Jammu and Kashmir, including the Kashmir Valley, have moved on. And they do not want to miss the bus. They have seen how in the last 10 years, Prime Minister Modi has unleashed umpteen number of opportunities, avenues for them. We were just about 350 startup. Today we are 1.5 lakh or more. In Jammu Kashmir itself, till about 5 years back, we were only 30 startups. Now we are at 850 to 900. And the new avenues, the new resources which remain unexplored in Jammu and Kashmir are now finding a potential for employment.